We grew up always making it about every other person. 6 rules about how to take care of your husband. 70 rules about how to be a good wife. 11,000 rules about how to be a good mom. You eat last, you put everybody first. It's always about every other person except me. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. I appreciate your love, your support. I'm grateful and I hope you're doing well. I hope you're excited for the second half of the year. Guys, it's June. Just like that, time passes like that so fast. I don't know where it goes to, but that's why we have this space. That's why we are here to share our stories, to share knowledge so that we live our best lives because we deserve it. So today I'm going to share with you a story and it's a little embarrassing, but just hang in there, you understand why I'm saying that. So at the beginning of the year, I was in this place, I stopped YouTube for a little while because I was just in this space of confusion. How do I want to show up? What do I want to do? Talk about? I caught myself being in this space where I was doing YouTube, talking things that I was passionate about, but not the way I would want to talk about them. You know when you want to say something but you don't say it the way you really wanted to say it, meaning there was some level of me not being authentic. One day it got so bad that I found myself really just sad, and it came from a place of I wasn't showing up for myself. I was failing myself. I just felt this sense of sadness in my heart. It became so heavy I burst into tears. And as I was crying, I was like, why can I not do this? What is stopping me? I know I really want to do this. I've wanted to do this for so long, but what is holding me back? And one of the things that kept coming up was fear. Then I had to go in, I had to dig deeper. Like, what am I scared of? Why am I afraid? I'm scared that I'll fail. Okay, fail at what? Fail in what? Because it's YouTube, you sit there, you say your mind. So how would you fail? Okay, I'm scared that people will not be accepting of what I was saying. But nobody has come out to say they don't like what you're saying. And even if they say that, so what? You have a lot of people who are supporting you. I really just had to keep going into why I wasn't showing up for myself the way I wanted to. And it all boiled down to the fact that I wanted to be good. I wanted to provide value so much that I was scared of not being that good person. It's a little confusing, right? Because someone will feel like the problem was that I didn't want to be good. The problem was that I wanted to be good so bad that it was a problem. When I kept asking the questions, I told you, and I'm asking these questions, I'm writing. I've told you guys that I do extensive journaling, meaning you take a thing, if something comes up, I will keep writing, I'll keep asking the question, I'll keep digging. And as I continued digging, it just came down to how I wanted to show up for people, make people happy. I wanted to give value, teach the world everything that I had learned. I wanted to turn things about my life that were not so good so that people could get the best out of it. I wanted to make my story, use my story rather, to change another person's story. And for a moment, I kept going on and on. I want to be this, I want to be that. For who? People. And that's the thing about this video. Because something happened. After I poured out everything that I wanted to do for people, for my family, for my children, for my husband, for the world, for YouTube, how I wanted to change the world, I want to be this big person, I caught myself saying, I want to do this for. I want to do this for. And every for, I was not in the picture. I want to show up and do good to every person. It was not about me. I wanted to be so good for every other person, but not about me. And then I asked, what about me? What about me? Guess what? I could not even answer that question because the next thing I felt was guilt. Oh, so you are doing this. You want to make it about you. And again, I asked, why am I feeling guilty for thinking about me? For thinking I could do this for me, for even thinking about myself. And we all know, we grew up always making it about every other person. Don't make your brother angry. Don't make your mom angry. Don't make your aunt angry. You have to be this person because no man is going to marry a woman that is like this. No woman is going to marry a man that is like this. 6 rules about how to take care of your husband, how to love your neighbor. 70 rules about how to be a good wife. 11,000 rules about how to be a good mom. It's always about every other person. And there I was hurting because I made it about every other person except me. And for the first time in a very long time, I thought about me and I felt guilty. Then the scripture came to me. What do you understand about love your neighbor as you love yourself? There was a message of love, of giving, but that giving should start from you. That moment, I turned the lights to me. And today I want you to turn the lights to you, just like I turned the lights to me. And it's not an easy thing because we're never taught to. Everyone say love yourself. For the most part, if you ever ask me, Zita, do you love yourself? The answer is obvious. Of course I love myself. But the fact that I said it, the fact that I knew that I had to love myself, it doesn't mean that I did love myself. And that understanding of what loving yourself is. What is it like to love yourself? To be in love with you? That's the question that came second. What was it like to love me? Did I ever take out the time to ask how I want to be loved? Not by any other person. The focus is you. The focus is me. I cannot sit and be worried about how I've given pieces of myself to every other person and I'm left feeling dry and empty because of how much I've poured out. I had to think about when last I refilled, I poured into me. What was it like for me to feel love for me? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Your neighbor is your husband. Your neighbor is your child, your parent. How do you love them? Show up for them. Who do you want to be for them? As parents, we want to be the best for our children. What about you? We want to give the world to the people we care about. What are we giving ourselves? And that's the question that I started asking myself. Zita, what have you been giving to you? There was a time I was in this place, and I won't lie to you. It was a little bit ugly because it came off as selfish, arrogance. You know, the normal saying about self-love is not selfish because it always rubs off as you're selfish because you're making things about you. And they always say it's not about you. It's about you. It's about me because I cannot make it about some other person. If I don't make it about me, I cannot pour from an empty cup. We grew up knowing that you cannot put a seat in an event for yourself. You eat last. You serve everybody. You don't serve yourself. You care about everybody. You don't care about yourself. You put everybody first. It's never about you. And when I started thinking about me, it hit a lot of nerves. And then I went about fighting all these battles. At some point, I became that accepted girl. Good girl. Like now you are settled. You're married. You have children. Life is good. You're normal like every other person. I was so happy I was in that place of being what everybody expected of me. And I was giving. And you know how good it is when you are the giver. Of course, it's a good feeling. Giving, there's nothing as good as you giving, as you pouring into others. I was in that place where I'm feeling all of this feeling. The lights turned back to me. I had forgotten me, Zita, what I liked, how I liked it, how to take care of me, because I was busy taking care of every other person. As moms, we want to take care of our children, we want to take care of our husband, we want to take care of our homes. And as nice as that is, taking care of ourselves should not be anything less. Isn't it amazing how we show up as lovers? Imagine doing that for yourself. And that's how I started asking, what was it like? How am I as a lover to my parents, to my children, to my siblings? That's exactly how I should be to me. When was the last time you checked up on you just like you check up on your loved ones? You asked if you were okay, just like you come back and you want to ask how your parents, your siblings, your husband, your children, how their days went. There are parts of us that are calling on to us for healing, for forgiveness, but we are so busy forgiving every other person and taking the backseat when it comes to us. Because one thing that showed up for me was I have love inside of me, no carbs, but that love wasn't for me because I felt like I wasn't deserving of it. You know, when you look at your life as a book and you get to this chapter that is not so good, where you feel like you should just tear the page, you don't want to read it out loud because it's not the best chapter of your life. And because of that, you feel like you cannot play fool. You cannot be accepting. You cannot just go out there and give yourself the world. When you have that, how could I love me if I don't accept me fully? And when I started asking, what was it like to be in love with me? To be madly in love with you? The first thing that came to me was acceptance. Accepting me for who I am, for who I was and who I'm becoming. Accepting all the versions of me. The perfect, the not so perfect, messy, the dirty parts. Accepting me as a whole. We have aspects of our lives that have held us down for so long because we did something at a time when we were not these people. And now we have become, we've grown, we've learned, yet we cannot just explode, bloom and shine because there is a dark aspect of us. Loving is forgiving. I sat and I looked at the amount of people that have hurt me and I've forgiven them. How people have trampled on my emotions, actions, finances, how people have taken from me, treated me so bad. Yet I have this big heart to forgive them. But then I was not forgiving me. And I asked myself, do I really love? If you love your neighbor as you love yourself, meaning the same forgiveness that you give to others, you give to yourself. You cannot be accepting everybody, yet denying yourself. I could not go about being everything to everyone, yet I'm nothing to me. I had to accept myself, to forgive myself, to check up on me and really ask, what do I want? How do I want to live my life? Who do I want to show up for? Me. I had to be my greatest motivation. If I show up here, I show up first for me. Because I want this so bad. The other day I was on break and I'm watching my videos. And I remember my husband saying that you are a big fan of your work. And because I do it first for me. And I lost that touch because I forgot about me. What makes you think that you have to be the last person? You have to take the back burner. You are not as important as every other person in your life is. You have to keep pouring and pouring and pouring. And then you will not run dry. Sometimes we find ourselves depressed, sad, unhappy. Part of us is everywhere, yet we don't have home. One of my best books is Welcome Home by Najwa. And she says that sometimes you wake up and you feel like you are homeless because you've built home in every other person and you never built a home for yourself. You kept giving and giving and giving. And then you wake up and there is nothing. And that's why when people leave us, we are so sad, we are so broken. Not that we don't value human connection. It's just because we give that we don't keep some for ourselves. We pour that we don't refill. We give love that we don't even have. Then we wonder why when those people leave us, we are left feeling like the world has come crashing. So empty because we never gave love to ourselves. We never felt that butterfly in our stomach from us. What does it feel like to care for you, to attend to you? I remember attending one of the most intense breathworks. It was about your inner child. There I met the little Zita. And as a mom, I felt that love inside of me. I felt that deep sense of, I want to take care of this baby. And the coach was saying, hold the baby, take care of your baby. Then she said that baby was you. That moment changed everything for me because I started asking, what does baby Zita want? What do I need to give her to make her happy, whole, feel safe, feel wanted, feel like she's deserving? What can I do? I need to take care of me, forgive me, nurture me, attend to me. But sometimes we forget that baby us. I remember asking one day on my status, Dad, who were you before the world taught you who you are supposed to be? For a very long time, I'd forgotten about myself. And sometimes I doubt if I ever knew who I was. Who are you now? How are you showing up for others, to the people that you love? Because the same way you show up for every other person, you should start showing up for yourself the same. You should start loving on you, checking up on you, asking you what you want, how you want it, without any guilt. How do you want to speak? What do you want to say? How do you want to say it? How do you want to be served? How do you want to serve? How do you want to show up? How do you want to play out in life? We go about walking on eggshells, not wanting to hurt any other person. But are you not hurting you? I remember one of the quotes that really got me was, I was taught to be silent for peace. So I asked the question, whose peace was it? Was it for my peace or their peace? And that's why sometimes you do good, but then you feel a certain kind of way. And then you ask yourself, but sometimes we don't even get to the point where we ask ourselves, why do we feel that way? Because it's like, you should not feel a certain kind of way. It's good and it feels good to be good. Then imagine, isn't it best when you're good to you? Because you deserve your own love. No one deserves your love better than you. Self-love is you, because it takes you to be anything to anybody. It takes you saving you before you save the world. Being loved for you before you can love another person. Giving to you before you can give to another person. And now I'm in this era of me. I don't want to be arrogant, but it's about me. It's Z time, and I want you to make it your time. This is June. Maybe you've lived all your life, or the first year, or past years, making it about every other person and not thinking about you. But maybe today, think about you for a second. What do you want? What aspects of you is calling for you? How much you've wanted to be your own friend, rather than sitting and crying about the friends that left you, sitting and grieving the people that stepped into your life and stepped out. Ask, where were you for you? How did you suddenly forget about you? God did all of this for you. He sent his son to come and die for you. He created you in his own image. He created you. You were that important. But suddenly we forget and then turn the attention from us to another person, forgetting to know that it's us first before another person. Zita the mom should be Zita for me. Zita the wife should be Zita first for me, because I need Zita to be her best self to her before she can be that for Eric, Liam, Darren, Bright, to be a daughter to my mom, to be a friend to whoever is my friend. So I need me. I'm my savior. You are your savior. Fall in love with you. Feel the feeling you feel when you are with those people you call your loved ones. Do the things that you do to them. Show up for yourself the way you show up for them. Love on you the way you love on others. What is self-love? I know it's one of the most cliche topics, and sometimes when someone hears for self-love, the first thing that comes is spa day, going out, having fun, this and that. And if that's what it is for you, it's okay. But self-love is taking care of you, attending to you, showing up for you, protecting you, getting yourself out of situations that disrespect you. Self-love is you speaking up and not being silent in the face of injustice. You shining your light and not being scared that it's going to blind people that don't like you or the people around you. It's you accepting and knowing that you own space, that everything that God created beautiful is for you, and that you are deserving of every good thing. Sometimes we find it so hard to accept the people around us. Sometimes we go about life judging people because we haven't even accepted those aspects of us. And that's why I say most often when you judge, it's a reflection of the things that you still need to work on. And because we haven't accepted ourselves, it's hard for us to accept people around us because we haven't accepted ourselves wholly. Self-love is you setting healthy boundaries. Understanding that no is also an answer. It's a complete sentence that doesn't need a justification. I say that because I am a people's pleaser. I go about saying that I'm a good person or I don't want to hurt anybody. but am I being good to myself? Self-love is knowing that you cannot go about life all by yourself, and the people that God has placed your way are there to help you, to make you a better person, just as you so desire to make other people's life feel better. These people are there too for you because you deserve it. Sometimes I feel guilty for wanting certain things, but who deserve those things better than me? Why am I not that person? I only thought that way because I didn't know how valuable I was, and because I hadn't accepted myself. It's not about being arrogant, but you are as important as every other person or every other thing. And for the first time, I want you to turn the lights again to you. I want you to start paying attention to you, to your needs, your wants. I want you to start looking in your direction and really seeking to understand you, just like you seek to understand everyone else. I want you to show up for yourself, do stuffs for you, attend to you, to nurture you, to take care of you. You've taken care of everyone else, and this doesn't shut you away from the world. I'm not saying leave the world behind and go take care of yourself. I'm saying that out of 24 hours, while you go about giving yourself and serving and being there for every other person, remember to take out time for you too, because you are also your most important client, most valuable person to serve. Let this second year or second part of the year, the remaining part where you really look your way, look your direction, you really start paying attention to you and what you want and how you want to do it. I want to speak, to be bold. I don't want to hide, be in that corner when I know I can take the stage. I know not everybody can do it, but if that's who you are, go for it. Be you. You deserve to be you, to play full, to shine, to be bright, to be bold, to be beautiful. You deserve it. You are used to fixing other people's crowns, taking care of every other person. You've never really taken out the time to ask, how can I take care of me? Imagine if you do all of these things to others and how beautiful it turns out. Imagine how even more beautiful it will be if you start doing it to you. I call on you today to start taking care of you. Let June be your self-love month. Love yourself a little more. Pay more attention to you. Forgive aspects of yourself that need forgiving. Attend to the parts that need to be attended to. Start your healing journey. Attending to your wound. Enough of you hiding them. Attend to those aspects of your life that are calling for you. Answer your own call. Your call to loving you, taking care of you, to search deeper into you, to uproot that which God has placed inside of you. Answer your own call. Your call to love. Because you cannot love the world if you don't love you. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot keep giving and giving and giving and feel that you'll be like that city planted on the riverside. It keeps giving because it keeps filling into its own self. Maybe it's time for you to pour into you, to take out time and take care of you and attend to your own needs, attend to your own wounds, and attend to your heart, attend to your body, attend to your emotions. Ask yourself, why am I tired? Why am I looking like this? Why am I looking unattended to? Let's not drain ourselves taking care of everyone else. As much as the world needs our love, we need our love even more. We will be better givers if we give to ourselves. We'll be better lovers if we love ourselves. It changed everything for me. I show up better. Show up for yourself the way you show up for them. Love on you the way you love on others. And that was it today. Have a great day.